My girlfriend asked to open the relationship, and I just pointed her to the door. We were in a monogamous relationship, and when someone asks to open the relationship, I believe it's because they've found someone else they want to explore, rather than working on their current relationship. It feels like a betrayal to their partner. Fran, 36, and I have been together for 2.5 years, with almost 2 of those years as a committed couple. I thought things were going well and had planned to ask her to move in with me soon. However, she'd been acting distant lately, so I decided to hold off and observe. I've been cheated on before, so I'm sensitive to certain signs. Last Friday, out of the blue, Fran asked if we could open our relationship. She gave a lengthy explanation, and when she finished, I asked if she had someone in mind. I knew we wouldn't just agree and start seeing other people immediately. By asking this, I got her to admit what I already suspected: she did have someone in mind. To me, this meant she either had already cheated or was ready to. So I got up, walked around the apartment while she was trying to sell the idea that this could be good for both us and our relationship. By the time she finished talking, I handed her one of my sports bags with all her stuff in it, and told her to leave the spare key on the table on her way out. We were done and she knew why. Then I went to the couch and turned on the TV, just trying to look indifferent and save face. She was speechless for a while, about to cry, but before she could say anything, I told her that I didn't want to talk about it and she should leave. As soon as she left, I felt like crap, so unworthy, and cried a little. Right now, I'm still mourning. My phone has gone almost nuclear with all the calls and texts I received from friends of both sides about my extreme reaction over her simple request. I don't know what she told them. So now I'm sitting here wondering if I really went overboard. At the same time, I'm fighting the urge to run back to her, because deep inside, I know my feelings for her are still there. However, the trust is gone, and I'm not going to spend all my time watching her movements. It's not healthy. Maybe in time I'll know. Before anyone points it out, yes, I know my reaction is a reflection of me, not what she did or was about to do or could do. So did I go overboard? Top comment. What you did was fine. If she was not satisfied with the relationship, she should have handled that with you, not by planning a sex date with someone else. Op replies. Thanks, my point exactly. Update. First of all, thanks for all the replies and upvotes. It never crossed my mind that this post would get this much attention. I just wrote to put order to my thoughts and vent a little, and hoped a few people would tell me if I went overboard. But I didn't expect the amount of replies I got. So many thanks to all for that. Some people pointed out that maybe I went overboard, and maybe she wasn't aware of my position on the subject. I replied to some, but there were too many comments to get back to all. So to clarify, maybe a year ago, we had a couple of friends in a similar situation. For like a month, that was the main topic of conversation in our group of friends, and every time I said that, for me, it's a big no. If one person in a relationship needs to be with other people, they should leave. Regarding the friends trying to mend things up, well, they weren't fully aware of the situation. Yesterday, after I posted here, and with my thoughts more defined, I went to see a group of them and told them my side. All of them agreed with me to different extents. Some of them wanted to let it go, others wanted to burn her at the stake. Of course, a few girls in the group pointed out that I could have handled things in a better way. There were also a few questions about whether I would consider giving her another chance. But for me, the main issue is not feelings. I know that I love her, but the trust is gone, and I don't want to find myself constantly wondering what she's up to. After I left, my friends talked to other people who weren't there, and basically, things have calmed down. If you're wondering what she's doing, I really don't know. I got a few texts from her but haven't read them yet, and I don't think I will soon. Anyway, I know it's not much, but this is all I have for now. Top comment. I think you should talk to her and ask her what she thought was going to happen, since you always made it clear that opening up the relationship was a big no for you. I don't think you reacted badly. I think she's the one who should be forever ashamed of herself for that. I hope everything works out for you. Op replies. I don't know. I've given it a lot of thought. I don't know if I would get a satisfactory answer. I don't find any logic because she knew me and she should have known better. Part of me thinks that she wanted to break up to be with this guy but didn't want to be the crappy girl who left one guy to be with another. Maybe she was hoping for an aggressive overreaction from me so she could leave, point to me as the bad guy, and avoid judgment from her friends. Maybe in a few days I'll be ready to have that talk. But not for now. Final update. Hello to every stranger interested in how things ended. I wasn't much on the idea of posting another update, but some people have been asking, so here it is. Finally, after listening to various friends and some Reddit users, I talked to her to sort things out. Last Friday we met at our regular coffee place. From a distance, she looked great, so great that I just wanted to say fuck it and drag her back to my place. It took a lot of restraint not to do it. When I got closer to her, I noticed her sadness, and she still had her eyes irritated from crying. We sat, and before she could say a word, I asked her to tell me the entire story and not to leave anything out. I needed it, and then I would ask her a few things and needed the whole truth. The story is pretty basic. Around 2 months before she asked for the open relationship, on her girls' dancing night out, they met this exotic, good-looking guy. During the first month, he was the new flavor that all the single friends in the group were trying out, which led to girl talk and sharing experiences. Eventually, this guy, who was having his way with all the girls around him, set his eyes on Fran and began to flirt with her, taking her to the dance floor and having fun. This is when she should have stopped things because we had an agreement about dancing nights, that she would stay away from any guy because we guys are pigs, and it's pretty rare for a guy to just want to dance. Anyway, because of the excitement, she went for it and enjoyed the attention of this guy and had a great time dancing. Looking at the timeline, this was around the time I noticed that Fran was distant. Moving forward a few weeks, her friends were sharing more intimate stories about this guy, and that got into her mind. She found herself fantasizing about doing it with him. Also, he was trying to make a move on her too. But from what she told me, she didn't go for it because she was with me. Drinks and drunken friends are bad counselors, and once the idea of opening the relationship came out, they spent over 2 weeks chatting about how to convince me. They thought that because a long time ago, I had threesomes and also swung a little, I should be okay with the idea of an open relationship. But threesomes and swinging are things you do as a couple, out of pure excitement, at least for me, and it was a long time ago in my early 20s. All this led to the day she asked to open the relationship. She told me that she and her friends never thought I would end the relationship immediately. The worst-case scenario they thought would be me getting angry and saying no. So in their minds, there was no big deal in just asking. At this point, I interrupted her and told her that she should know better. We had been together for over 2 years, and I always shared my thoughts about everything with her. She agreed. I explained to her that I didn't break up with her for the question. I did it because there was already a guy, which was a major trust issue for me. If this concern had come out naturally, maybe we could have worked it out. In the worst case, maybe we could have found an alternative. But the way things were, it was an alert for me. We went around the topic for a while, and then I began to question her. I asked if she was intimate with him at any point, and she said she wasn't. I asked if she developed any feelings for him, and she said no. Lastly, I asked if she had seen this guy again, and that was also a no. Even if that is not much, it was a small relief. But I explained to her that I couldn't go back to her. I need to close this for my own health. I also told her that we share a lot of friends, and I don't want to lose any of them because of this. It wouldn't be fair to ask them to choose, so we can behave like adults and keep things friendly. If my friends take one side, it's because they want to, not because I asked them to. She said how sorry she was and that if she could, she would undo everything. But she knew it couldn't be done. She was about to cry and I was too. So it was a good moment to ask for the check and leave. I walked her to her car, opened the door for her, just a habit of mine, and she started to cry. I couldn't help but hug her. We stood there for about 10 minutes. When she calmed down, she got into her car and drove off. I was in shock, went home, grabbed my camping gear, and drove to the mountains. I spent the entire weekend there to clear my mind. Early this morning, I was driving back to the city. As soon as my phone got signal, it was flooded with messages from friends and family, all worried because I basically disappeared without telling anybody. I texted everyone back, telling them that I was okay, that I went out camping, and at that moment was driving to work. I also got a text from her, saying that she feels we're not over yet, and that she thinks I need time to leave all this behind me, and she will wait in the hope of it. I haven't texted her back because I'm pretty sure I'm done, but experience has taught me to never say never. So for now, I'm going to take it easy, do what I like, and see where things take me. Well, that's it. Thanks all for your support and advice. Anyway, it's time to move forward and see what life has ahead for me. Flaring this is concluded as the relationship looks like it's over. Drinks and drunken friends are bad counselors has now been added to the flare list.